Welcome to the Dish.
Good day. We hope you guys have a happy holiday, and we're all back. Well, sort of. We have a very special guest today, Miss Raquel Lloyd. She's filling in for Jasmine Bonet. Hello, Raquel.
Hi. Welcome, Raquel.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome.
Hi.
Well, as you can see, we're back to eating, and now we're going to get to the discussion. We want to talk about Little Kim and Nicki Minaj. You know, as you all know, there's a war going on between Nicki Minaj and Little Kim. And a lot of people are upset because, you know, the guys were doing all this fussing and fighting, and they were talking about the violence was spilling over into, you know, the younger generation, and they were just only reenacting what they see the adults do. So now we have a war going on between two female rappers, the newcomer, Nicki Minaj, and the old queen, Little Kim. So what do you guys think about that?
Why did you call her old queen?
It was just like, it wasn't meant in a negative way. It's just like,
well, girl,
the queen. The queen
bee, isn't it?
The queen bee.
Right.
The queen bee. Yeah, I'm sorry, the queen bee.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Well, girl, you must have some good Kim fans here, baby. You almost time.
I am a Little Kim fan. I have always been. But I don't have nothing against Nicki Minaj. I just prefer Little Kim.
Well, a lot of people talk about, you know, the rival that's going on between them because, you know, you had all this stuff, and we had Biggie, you know, who was killed, and then we had Tupac that was killed, and so it was just the violence had escalated, and so everybody, even the politicians, were coming out and saying that the rappers need to get themselves together because, you know, they're killing our people, they're killing each other, and, you know, the violence has to go away. And so now we're doing the same thing.
And the politicians not killing our people?
The politicians are killing our people with the laws that they're passing.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about?
What, has the Nicki Minaj thing and Lil Kim thing escalated to actual physical violence, or is it just them going back and forth with words and...
Just them going back and forth with words, but as we all know, you know, the kids are like looking up to them. Like Lil Kim have her fans, and Nicki Minaj has her fans. So when they all get together, Lil Kim or Nicki Minaj are not there. So the fans end up getting into it because, you know, they're passionate about the one that they're supporting. So there is the violence that is being escalated by Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj, right?
Okay.
So they're saying that with all the violence that's going on, even we started this show talking about, you know, the suicide rate of the gay community, and then it's just like, you know, you all are talking to the kids about stop the violence, and here you are two female rappers, and here you are, you know, can't get along. But you're telling the kids to sit down and talk to each other,
Well, I'm really not a fan of either one, so I probably really don't have a real...
I always think that it's just so industry-based, though. And because I don't understand why there could be more than, why would you want just one female rapper? Why shouldn't there be different female rappers? I mean, who like we have a cast, we have a show cast, and different entertainers on the cast have their following. Right. But the grouping of all of the cast members and their individual talents brings all of their following together. So why do they like even with wrestling? You know, that's all staged.
Right. And even to me, really, when looking at this and what I saw on the internet, on YouTube about it, really to me, a lot of it looks like publicity. I'm sure it's to help record sales because when you do generate this type of buzz amongst the fans, they're getting out to support, oh, I'm going to get the new Nicki Minaj. But
I think it helps them on both ends because either good or positive, it still gives an impact if somebody's going to be recognized. It just depends on how the fans look at them in a negative or a positive light. Depending, like Naisha said, on the following that they have.
Right.
You know, everybody has their way of, I guess you could say, support. It's just sad that they have to publicly display a negative aspect opposed to a positive to try to say we're going to work together. Yeah, we're going to, you know, we're going to work together opposed to, I guess you could say, like being a crab in a bucket bringing us all down.
And that's a great point, you know, because why couldn't they just do something positive that we're both, you know, two of the baddest female rappers out here. We're going to team up to, you know, put together all our fans and do something. Why does it have to be a war?
After it all falls,
you think that's what
I think that's what's going to end up happening. You know,
but see, now, are they wrong for rapping on the streets? Because to me, ain't no different than what they do on the streets than what pastors do in the pulpit. Rapping against different things, pastors that are for certain things, pastors that are against it.
But again, I think that's using
their platform
to talk
about whatever they want.
Child, you saying some good stuff, girl. You been doing some
but I think the difference with the pastors is the pastors are talking to their congregations, so congregations are not getting up going to other congregations, you know, starting wars. But with the little
sometimes
kids,
they do.
But it don't have to be with it could just be within the church.
Yeah, it can be.
Because after church, you see people discussing certain things, or people that go to other churches.
Disagree.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen one case on the news where they've been getting violent. Like, you know, the kids are getting violent. You know, defending Little Kim or defending Nicki Minaj.
Well, I think the violence part is just a large piece of it, but a small piece of it. In the big picture, it's just, to me, I think, based on what Naisha was saying, I gather from that, just basically getting your opinion out there about something and getting people to rally behind you or for or against something.
I don't think it has gotten violent. I just think Nicki Minaj fans have voiced their opinion, and Lil' Kim people have voiced their opinion.
And neither one of them have tried to cease it.
No. Right. And Nicki Minaj hasn't, they say she haven't made a statement about it or come back.
Who, Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, she's talked about it
on 97.5.
They said she would address the
Angie Martinez.
Nicki Minaj did or Lil' Kim?
But not since Keys has made her statement.
Yeah.
Keys, the other rapper from Baltimore.
Oh, they have videos. They have videos now, response videos to each one.
Babe, I don't know.
And
with just seeing Keys video, and she don't look like
she was really upset. I'm afraid of Keys. So if you happen to be watching, I love you. I love you. Go Keys. But seriously,
then it's like you were saying, like it's part of the industry to sell albums and to push albums. But then it's like, you know, now Russell Simmons and all these rappers, they're going to all these different cities and they have all these different, you know, platforms where they talk to the kids about, you know, stopping the violence and all of that. But yet still, it's just like behind closed doors, they're still, you know, promoting the violence within the industry.
Right.
And then it's just like when somebody's son or daughter gets killed, or then there's another killing and there's another killing. Now they want to come and sit in front of the cameras and talk about stop the violence when the cameras are not rolling. They're back here trying to make money off the violence. So it's just like, you know, what do we do?
But is it worth all that just for record sales? Because these are people's lives that you're playing with. Because they have their followings.
But see,
well, you know, to me that goes back to, and this is something that I strongly believe in, as far as when you talk about children, I think it's the parents' role to step in and really have the influence on children, not these entertainers, although they do, but to the degree that these children are going out and really creating and starting violence.
But these kids' parents are not watching them 24 hours, and these are older kids.
Well, they're not watching them, but they should be watching them enough to know what their child is doing, and hopefully that starts before.
Not to do certain things, and when you left home,
but I don't think
that
would even have an effect on what they like.
But that would start, but then as far as if they're going to be violent or not, that starts before they reach the teenage years when they may be listening or purchasing this music. This is an upbringing. And yeah, I did things that my parents may not have liked, but I still knew there were certain things that I was not going to do, you know, because I knew the consequences, and that came from early on in my childhood. I think that we need to take some of the pressure off of public figures as being parents to kids, because they're really not these people's parents. And like I say, in all fairness, I think this is publicity. Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim probably sitting somewhere having lunch with each other right now like we doing, and ain't paying us no attention. And again, it's even more so, Lil' Kim hadn't really had a CD in a while, huh? So what is she even really talking about?
I think Lil' Kim is coming from the place whereas she was like the first big hip hop, you know, rap star when it comes to
and thank you.
So, but wait a minute.
For you. Now
but the thing is, if Nicki is here, she don't have a problem with Nicki, which is what Lil' Kim has been saying in her response. She say, I don't have a problem with her, but the only problem that I have with her is the respect level that she is, you know, putting out there. She's disrespecting me, and I don't like the disrespect. You know, she's talented and she can do what she want to do. This is a free country. You can do what you want, but don't come out here disrespecting me.
So she's blatantly disrespecting Lil' Kim.
You know, like instantly, when you like, even like I was saying, you're in wrestling, instantly it's for the notoriety and to instantly get your name out there fast. The fastest way is in any kind of negative scandal.
So magnifies times 10.
So you just, that's, you know, people love a story.
Right.
So instantly, if you put that out in this, Nicki Minaj read Kim instantly.
And again, I fault us as society if we're saying that the negative gets you, you know, credibility or fans quicker than the positive, then that's our fault. Why are we buying into this negative publicity and this negative press?
But when are we going to tell the industry, we're going to make the industry hold up to their responsibilities? You're putting out double messages. You're putting out a message about, you know, stop the violence, and then behind closed doors, you're trying to make money off the violence. When are we going to hold the industry accountable?
Well, I think if we continue to support the violence by purchasing things based on the violence, we're not going to get the industry to stop, because that's making them money. So why would they stop?
Well, again,
I guess that's a wrap.
I think that takes accountability for oneself. You have to, just like you said about upbringing, about the parents and this, that, and other. Because one of the things that I noticed that when you touch on in any type of celebrity, be it gay or in the secular community, as they want to possibly say it, is that we are put on a certain type of plateau, even if we don't want it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the individual's responsibility to have to take accountability, not the industry, but the entertainer's entity of their self, because they're their own persona on and off stage.
And I do
so
agree
if they
with that.
feed into that, it doesn't have anything to do with your parents. It doesn't have anything to do with the industry. It's oneself who they have to be accountable for, because at the end of the day, they're going to be looking at Little Kim and they're going to be looking at Nicki Minaj. If they squash it, then they have fallen into the, as you could say, like, they're following the yellow brick road. They're just following what they're doing.
Right.
So that comes with the celebrity status of being a celebrity. They have to be accountable for oneself. So if Kim doesn't have a problem with Nicki Minaj,
then she shouldn't have anything else to say.
She shouldn't really have anything else to say. If Nicki doesn't have any problem with Little Kim, she shouldn't have anything to say. And they need to be responsible ladies and responsible, I guess you could say, celebrity parents to the new generations that are coming. So they'll also know in the future, okay, we've been there before with Biggie Smalls and Tupac. Mm-hmm. We don't want this to be a female version of the rerun of, what happened in the past of two fabulous entertainers being killed behind some foolishness because the industry didn't emphasize we're not going to
That's a great point, Raquel. That's a great point. And I think that there is responsibility of the celebrities or entertainers to be responsible for their own image, regardless of what the record label may say they want or even society may say they want. Because like you say, at the end of the day, Raquel Lord is Raquel Lord, so I'm looking to you to see how you conduct yourself, and which is something that I firmly believe in, that I always say it's very important to carry yourself in the way that you want to be perceived, and if you don't want to be perceived in a negative light, then don't do things that would put you in that light.
And when it comes to the entertainers, I've been wanting the entertainers to take the high road, and I was thinking about when all the drama broke out between Diana Ross and Beyonce about the Dreamgirls situation. We've heard all this drama. Diana Ross is doing this, Diana Ross said this, Beyonce and then Diana Ross and Beyonce not getting along, blah, blah, blah. But not one time have we seen Diana Ross come out and do a diss tape on Beyonce, and we haven't heard Diana Ross mention Beyonce's name. We haven't heard Beyonce go. So it's just like, I'm looking for more opportunities when the entertainers would stand up and, carry themselves in that manner.
Yes, because I don't have a problem with Beyonce. I did Mahogany and Lady Sings the Blues, and I had a long career, and I'm still a great, superstar. So yeah, go ahead, Beyonce, do your thing.
So now
the boss doesn't care.
She didn't tell us that.
So now that you see
my
sister is quite delusional, so we're going to take a little break so she can go and take her medicine. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about what, Ish?
Vanessa Williams.
Well, yes, we are, but I asked Ish.
You Aisha now?
I asked Ish.
Oh, she's asleep.
She got to get her medicine. She got to get her medicine.
Oh, y'all hurry up.
Ask everybody. When we come back,
I thought your mouth was full.
We're talking about Vanessa Williams. She turned down a $600,000 book deal, and we're going to tell you
what was she thinking.
We'll come back on the Dish.